Hello, today's Easter Monday, the 13th of April. This is my first ever video blog. I will see how it goes. So yesterday, Easter Sunday, I had a great service in the morning by Skype with some friends from church. And Easter Sunday is about new life, resurrection. It's about Jesus' resurrection from the dead, allowing us to have new life by following him. And yesterday evening I watched Godzilla King of the Monsters. I love monster films. When I was younger I used to watch the Japanese monster films, Godzilla, Mothra, all the men in rubber suits and so on, and it was quite good fun. I've always loved them. It's nice to have a modern version. But one of the things which I noticed about Godzilla King of Monsters was that at the end they were on about that out of death and destruction comes new life. At the end of the film there's a long montage of reports of new life growing and coming out of the destruction caused by the epic battles. And often we see this in nature as well, around volcanoes and floodplains. There is often new life growing. After forest fires, there is new life. It's part of how nature and the world works. And Jesus said we would have new life by following him. We had to leave our past, let our past die, and have new growth. And Jesus said in Mark 8, verse 35, if you try to hang on to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for my sake, you will save it. And then in 2 Corinthians 5:17, Paul says, anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone, a new life has begun. So just like in Godzilla, there is death and there is new life. Now, both Jesus and Paul weren't saying that we actually physically die. But we do die. We kill off our old self. So before I was a Christian, I lived in a particular way. I thought everything was okay that way. When I became a Christian, I realized that a lot of my past wasn't very helpful and very good for me. The fact that I didn't like people much, didn't like children at all, and so on. And I gave them to God, and they died, and from those I had new life, a new love for people, a love for children, and the ability to be around them without them bursting into tears. So you get that death and life, and that's true for each one of us. We all have things in our lives, addictions, greed, passions which are unhealthy, selfishness. We all have them in our lives. And Jesus says that we need to let those go. We need to kill those off. We need to let our past die so that we can have new life in him. That we can become a new person in Christ and have new growth. And that's what Easter Day is about. That's the thoughts I had from watching these films, from this film and Easter Day. Now, God is the creator of life. He created everything. And we can have new life ourselves thanks to Christ's death. So there's death and there's new life. And with the lockdown going on with C-19 at the moment, new life is what we all need. We're all struggling with the fact that our old lives aren't possible at the moment. For me, this is not new. I've had to live with social isolation for the last 10 or so years due to my health. I have to be careful about who I mix with and what I do and so on. But for most people out there, this is a relatively new thing to have to deal with, not being able to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And how do we deal with that? Well, part of that is by allowing our old life to die, to have a new life, have new growth, change how we live. So if we can't do some of the things we used to do, which maybe distracted us from being able to spend time with God, spend time reading our Bibles or in prayer, maybe that's the new growth we can have from this death. So today, Easter Monday, I hope you're having a good day, that you're finding that you can stay at home, that you're finding new things you can do this day, and that you will find in some of the peace you will get because you can't do things, a new growth and of God's peace in your life. May God bless you.